What are the risks associated with not having the right support in place for someone with FASD?
So if people with FASD don't get the right level of support, they don't get the right level of input and the help that they need, the likelihood of their life not going as you would expect or you would hope increases. Now, there was a study for 20 years that looked at what those kind of outcomes were, and the type of things that people saw were mental health issues. Over 90% of a cohort of 400 people ended up with mental health issues. 50% ended up in prison. 50% had their own addictions. 50% were having difficulties with sexual relationships. These are things that normal life you would either hope wouldn't happen. But that's what happens if you don't get the support. Now, you can flip it, and there is evidence to suggest that with the right support, we can look at a strengths-based approach. We can improve the knowledge of what they need to do to get help. We can try and build on their skill set. And all of those things I described can be reduced or prevented. And that's the aim, is by giving a diagnosis, by understanding the person, that you shift that narrative from everything being bad to actually life can be okay for these individuals. They can go on and have a decent quality of life. There are people who can get through university, who can do education, who can go on to have their own children. It isn't all negative if we give the right support. If we don't, those bad outcomes I mentioned are still possible.